The first trailer for season 4 of Jujutsu Kaisen is now officially released, and so today we're going to do a live breakdown of what's going on in the trailer, and I'm going to highlight any interesting things that we may or may not see. So yeah, let's just get into it and see what happens. Okay, so the trailer begins with Kenjaku dropping the prison realm just deep as he can into the ocean floor, and we saw a little bit of this towards the end of season 3 when we just see him sinking in the ocean, and this is the reason why. He wants to hide the prison realm as far away from civilization as he can, and also, if Gojo was to escape, it would make it more difficult for him if he wakes up in complete darkness at the bottom of the ocean, because, I say that's pretty confusing for anyone. Following that moment, we get a nice montage of certain events from season 3, just as a reminder, but we've seen all this stuff before. Okay, so after that quick montage, we see Kenjaku in this cave, and this cave is the place where Sukuna's body has been held for like the last 1,000 years. And I gotta say, the lighting in this trailer, or should I say the darkness in this trailer, it looks really cool, because I guess it's just me, but when you're reading that kind of thing on paper, you don't really imagine that it's dark. When you're just looking at it on paper and it's just black and white, you don't imagine that it's going to look all dark and kind of mysterious looking like this. So yeah, it looks really good, and not how I imagined it, but that's because I'm stupid and I didn't consider that, in a cave, there's no lighting, there's no light bulbs in the ceiling. So yeah, it looks really nice. Immediately after Kenjaku, we see Hikari versus Kashimo. And this frame right here, it looks very similar to a lot of the fan animations that have been going around for the last few years. And this is the real thing. So, the real thing and the fan animations, sometimes they're not too different. We then see Kashimo just going goblin mode. A bunch of these shipping crates are just being levitated into the sky thanks to his electricity. I think that is an upscale. I don't remember this exact scene happening in the manga. So yeah, I think this is an upscale for Kashimo. In this moment, we see Hikari opening his domain, and his unhinged face, I mean, look at that. That is unbelievable. Yeah, this whole sequence, this whole fight is going to be amazing. Just from this little bit that we're seeing, I think it's the one that probably people are looking forward to the most out of season 4. Assuming that versus Sukuna is not in season 4, then yeah, I think this is going to be the most anticipated fight. Right after that, we see this random old guy, and this guy is from the Kamo clan. He's just some senile old man, and the reason we are seeing this moment is because it's when Noritoshi Kamo finally arrives back home to the Kamo clan. In the series so far, we know that Noritoshi is the heir to the Kamo clan. He's the next in line, and but we've never really seen him interacting too much with members of that clan. So this is going to be one of the first times that we see him speaking to someone, an actual member of the Kamo clan. Speaking of Noritoshi Kamo, we actually see him right in the next scene. This guy here, with the nice haircut, that is Noritoshi. He just looks very different in season 4 because he decided to go to the barber. So yeah, this is him. And in this whole moment, he and Maki are fighting against a very fast cursed spirit. The trailer then moves on to Kenjaku in the White House, and this is just a continuation of Kenjaku speaking to political leaders, because in season 3 he was in China speaking to Chinese politicians. In this season he's in America speaking to the president and his cabinet, and the reason for this is to get other countries involved in the Culling game. He wants people to send their soldiers to become players in the Culling game for reasons that we'll find out next season that I won't go into. But yeah, so this moment here is just him trying to convince the president that sorcery is real, and then convince the president also to send soldiers and troops to join the Culling game in season 4. Following that, we see Yuki Tsukumo in a fight, and also Chozo as well. And as we know, these two were kind of left in charge to guard Tengen, and this is them protecting Tengen from... The trailer kind of gives it away. They are fighting Kenjaku. And yeah, this fight is one of the most controversial fights of this series just because of the way things ended up. But yeah, I thought it was one of the most entertaining fights because we don't know Yuki's technique going into it. We don't know the full extent of Kenjaku's cursed spirits. Like, he has a bunch of them, but we don't know all their powers. So he's kind of a wild card going into this as well. And Chozo's just Chozo, So it's an interesting fight. It is an unpredictable fight, and it's one I'm definitely looking forward to. Not to the same level as like Kashimo versus Hikari, but I am really looking forward to it. Okay, yeah, as usual, Megami is doing the Maharaga hand sign. He is trying to summon Maharaga and kill himself, which is something he does every season. He didn't do it in season 3, but season 3 was shorter than the previous 2 seasons. If they had done the full 24 episodes like they normally do, then it would have been at least one per season, which is a crazy rate. He does this way too much, but yeah, this is what he does. If we pause it at this moment, you can see that he's looking at someone who may or may not be... In fact, I'm not even going to say who it is, because I think a lot of you know who it is. And for those of you who don't know who it is, I don't want to spoil anything. So yeah, he's just looking at someone, majorly stressed out, and trying to summon Mahoraga to deal with the threat. Right after that, we see Yuji screaming because, yeah, I mean, this was kind of the worst day of his life, or one of the worst days of his life. And if you look closely, you can see he's surrounded by ice, which implies that Urame is in the area. The trailer then ends inside Sukuna's domain, and if we zoom in, you can see that Yuji is right there on the floor, and this is actually a recreation of a scene that we saw in Season 1. Now, the scene I'm referring to is when Sukuna and Yuji made a binding vow together, and essentially the vow was that Sukuna can take control of Yuji's body whenever he wants, as long as he says the word "in-chain." When he says that word, he gets control of Yuji's body for a full minute, and the only condition was that he can't hurt anyone during that 1 minute. Now, you might remember that Yuji only made this deal because Sukuna ripped out his heart, and without making the binding vow, Yuji would have just straight up died, and that would have been the end of the series, I guess. The fact this has been included in the trailer, it's, heavily implying that something, that Sukuna is going to take control in Season 4. And yeah, that's the trailer. It was pretty short, but it had a lot of good stuff in it. The Hikari moment was probably my personal favorite, but there are a few other cool things as well. And I just gotta say, like, 2027 is gonna be such a good year for anime. We got JJK Season 4, we got Kagurabachi, which is basically this spiritual successor to JJK, so we're basically having two JJKs at the same time. There's also Frieren. I've never watched Frieren, is that how you say it? But I do plan to watch it very soon and maybe make a video on it if it's good. But I know a lot of people like that show, so that's coming back. And is there anything else that I'm missing? There's probably a lot that I'm missing, to be fair. But yeah, next year is going to be amazing for anime. As always, thank you for watching, and apologies for the inconsistency with the uploads. I am trying to get back into the flow of things now. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and just do all the things that help the channel. I really do appreciate it. Until the next one, peace out.